Well, hello, yeah, General Hospital Daily Recap fans, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Monday, September the 12th, 2022. Monday, September 12th, 2022. Now, today, had a lot of chit-chatting back and forth, amongst the different characters. We had Cody meeting Selena Wu at Curtis's nightclub, the Savoy. Now, what's interesting, this is Selena's nightclub, right? She walks in, and Curtis's bartender's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, the club is closed." And Selena sits down at the bar and says, "The club is always open to me." And the bartender is like, uh, okay. And then she says, "And I'll have an iced tea." And the bartender's like, "We don't have iced tea." And so Selena looks at her and says, "I'm sure you have no problem making it." So the bartender goes around the corner and calls Curtis, right? Like, "Oh my goodness, you got to come here." So he says he'll be there shortly. But Cody tells her or asked her to let him into a game, the game tonight, but to lend him $10,000 and he will give her back 15. So in other words, he's gonna make 25,000, right? Lend him 10, he's gonna make her 15,000 because he needs to get out of town. So she says, "Well, if I do that for you, you're gonna need to do something for me." She says, "Are you sure you want to leave town?" Because she wants him to now be her little card game wrestler guy, helping those that she wants to help win, making those that she wants to lose. And she says, "I will make you a very, very wealthy man." So we all knew Cody was going to jump at that, even though he goes, he has to think about it. And she goes, "I don't think too long because the offer doesn't last too long." So he goes and he meets up with Dante at the park and they talk, and he's trying to fish. Is Scorpio really thinking he's a suspect? Which I still don't understand. Cody had nothing to do with it. Why would he care? He had nothing to do with that. But for him to just, "I'll leave town." Oh my goodness. They always blame it on the new guy. No, they don't. But when the new guy runs, yeah, I think we're going to really look at the new guy, right? So Dante's like, "Look, I'm working on that case." And Chief Scorpio has said nothing about you being a person of interest. So then Cody alluded again to some kind of trouble, illegal activity that he and Dante got caught up in when they were teenagers. He brought it up again. I really believe that little tidbit of teenage dirty laundry will come out, but guess what? It's not going to be too bad, right? Dante's a cop, and you think if it was something too bad, he would have either told us before he got on the force or something. Um, and then we have Brooklyn talking to Ned, telling him she and Chase are a couple. And Ned was trying to warn her to be very careful about, when you're in a relationship with somebody, now mixing it with work, with professional, a career. He's saying, what may work for you and Chase as a couple in your personal relationship might not work for you and Chase, you know, with you working as his manager. That could be some conflicts. That's one thing I learned from working with your mother. Because when Ned was Eddie Main, a professional entertainer, Lois was his manager. And she's like, you left us for the family business, like not because of the relationship of you and mom working together. He says, "Well, but I'm just telling you, it did put a strain on it, and I just wanted you to know that." So meantime, we have Finn, Gregory Chase, Harrison Chase, Harrison was in the pool with Violet, you know, assisting her swimming. And, then they get out and they chit chat. And then Violet wants to go back in. So Chase takes her back in. And Finn, of course, is talking to Gregory about Elizabeth again and again. Elizabeth, Elizabeth. So pretty much it was the same advice always given about Elizabeth, just be there for her, see how you can assist her, blah, blah, blah. Which, in fact, when they leave the pool, Finn does go back to GH. Chase goes over to see Brooklyn, and Ned is there. And Brooklyn wasn't in the room. She wasn't there at right at the beginning. So Ned pretty much gave Chase the exact same advice that he gave Brooklyn about make sure that their working professional relationship doesn't put a strain on their personal relationship. And Brooklyn comes in, and Ned walks out, and she and Chase talk about it. And Chase says, he gave good advice, because I do worry about that. He's like, now that we are a couple, do we really need to continue with the plan where Link is concerned? And Brooklyn is like, wait, what? Like, yeah, see, because in reality, nothing is more important to Brooklyn. Not Chase becoming detective again, not Chase even becoming a little pop star. Nothing is more important to Brooklyn than getting her music from Link. And that is the bottom line, period. In a nutshell, that's just the kind of person Brooklyn is. So, of course, we know this whole thing is going to put a big strain on their relationship. So when Nicholas comes up, when Dante is asking Elizabeth some more questions, just asking her more questions about, if she noticed anything else she hadn't said, at the Quartermains when Ava got stabbed. And she pretty much is like, no, I don't remember anything else. And Nicholas, of course, is lurking around behind Dante. Says, what is this? Has the PD found the person who stabbed my wife, interjecting that. And Dante kind of looks at him like, not yet, but you keep talking, right? So Dante says, well, if you think of anything, Elizabeth, let me know. And Dante walks away. So Elizabeth looks at Nicholas and she says, you know what? We have to talk. We have to talk. So they go into one of the examining rooms, and she just point blank, you know what? Why did you lie about the alibi? I mean, I'm losing track of time. I don't know where I really was during the time that Ava got stabbed. But she goes, I'm wondering, are you doing this to protect me? Or are you really doing this to protect yourself, Nicholas? And he's like, well, what are you talking about? Are you accusing me of hurting my own wife? And she's like, well, no, I mean, no, I'm not, but I'm just saying, bottom line, I could tell the truth. I don't know, but you are lying and saying we were together, so she's like, there has to be more to this. There is. And so, but then he goes, I just want to make sure that you're not. She goes, no, I'm not accusing you. We've known each other for too long. And oh, good. And then, he hugs her. And Finn walks in the door as they're kind of hugging. And Finn is just looking, and Nicholas kind of looks up at Finn like, So he and Elizabeth stop hugging, and Nicholas says, I'll see you later, Elizabeth. And he walks out, and Finn comes in, and Finn and Elizabeth talk. And she does the same usual thing that, I don't know, I'm losing time. I know I need help, but look, I know I need help. I know something's going on with me. I know. Yet she doesn't know the date that she's made an appointment to see a psychiatrist, right? She'll know that. She'll know it because she hasn't made an appointment. She's a professional, a medical professional. All this, I don't know. I just, well, should I go to the, oh, get out of here, Elizabeth. Get yourself some mental health help. That's what she needs to do. So, Finn is the usual, we'll figure it out and blah, blah, blah. Finn is, right now being an enabler instead of insisting she talks to a professional. That's what Elizabeth really, really needs to do. Okay. So then we have Curtis. He gets to the Savoy, and Wu is still sitting there at the counter waiting for him. So he says, so she's talking about, I've got a great idea. I want to buy a brand new sound system for the Savoy, state of the art. And he's like, why would you want to do that? Well, because it'll bring in more business, and she's just talking. And he goes, I need to remind you of something. This is my nightclub, not yours, mine. And it's so funny. When she wants to pacify him, she does. I know it's yours, but I'm just saying, my customers for the card games, they love this place. They love the security. They feel safe and they're happy. Now, they also like it when you have music, and it should be better. That'll make them even more happy. And she says, and I heard about this new singer called Harrison Chase on the Haunted Star. He brought the house down. I feel he'd be a good singer here. And Curtis is like, well, I had him booked here, but his manager said that, he's no longer his manager and canceled it. So she goes, well, I think you need to look into him, because she remembers Sonny brought it up to her, and not as a favor, but as a little minor favor, right? So Curtis is thinking like, oh, maybe, but okay. So she walks out, saunters out, and Curtis gets a phone call. So apparently that phone call ends up being his attorney. But before I go to that, we have Sonny visiting Ava. And Sonny is trying to get to the bottom of this. He's like, something happened to Esme, and you know all about it, because when I wanted to put my men on it, you said they're not going to find her. She can't be found. He goes, you know something, Ava. Why is it you don't want your husband in this room with you alone? Because Sonny's bodyguard told Sonny that, yeah, Ava took his name right off that list, right? And she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. He goes, no, I know something's up. You are Avery's mother. I will not let Nicholas hurt you. And if he did try and you need to let me know so I could take care of this. And the only reason she goes, no, if I knew it was Nicholas, she said, Sonny, I would take care of him myself. And part of me believes that, because Ava can be that ruthless, but she does love Nicholas and she doesn't know if it's him or not. Her gut is saying no, but you know what? Stranger things have happened, right? So she still didn't tell to Sonny, and I don't get that. Sonny would be her biggest protector. He really would, if she would just confide in him and tell him what was going on. So we'll see. He's like, whatever. Because she goes, Sonny, I want you to leave. He goes, oh, okay, I can leave, but I'm going to take my guard with me. And then her eyes got big. He goes, yeah, something has you really, really afraid. And I want you to tell me, but she still hasn't told him. So now I want to get to the good part, and let's see if it gets there tomorrow. Stella finally tells Jordan. She heads to Jordan's office. She tells Jordan what happened, how she took the divorce papers. She just wanted to give Curtis and her a little more time to work out their marriage. And she says, but then I had the stroke that day and I completely lost all of that memory. And she says, it all came back, which it did. It all truly came back to me last night when the engagement was announced. with Portia and Curtis. She says, that's when it all came back to me. And so Jordan was rightfully upset. Like, well, how could you meddle in our lives like that? She was upset, but Jordan still loves Stella, and Stella is coming to her, telling her this truth that she could have kept quiet about. Look, papers get lost in the mail all the time. I mean, come on now. The post office does not have 100% delivery record. They just don't. Okay. So she's like, please forgive me, Jordan. Please forgive me. And Jordan's like, does Curtis know? And Stella's like, I came to you first. I wanted to come here and I wanted to start with you, you know. So as Jordan is talking to her, like, oh goodness, this is a mess. Curtis comes through the door and he's like, Aunt Stella, what are you doing here? At first, Stella covers, I can come by and visit Jordan if I want to, right? And Jordan is looking at her, and then he goes, look, I just got off the phone with my attorney. And he's saying, after checking, the divorce papers never reached the courthouse to be filed. I mean, how could this have happened? Do you know anything about this, right? So Curtis looks at Jordan, Jordan looks at Stella. Stella's just looking up like, oh no, now I got to tell my nephew. See, now I got to tell him, because guess what, everybody? Those divorce papers now are going to have to be redrawn up, re-signed. Now they have to be filed. And I don't know, in Port Charles, I think it's Port Charles, New York, what's the waiting period after a divorce has been final? I don't know. They could always have them filed and go to a quickie, to an island that they can get a quickie marriage. Because come on, people's divorces are final one day, seems to be filed and final one day, and they married the next. So we'll see how fast they're going to expedite. But guess what? We all know it's not going to get to that, because Trina's paternity is going to come out, and that's what's truly going to put a halt to that wedding right there. That's going to put a stop to that. So that pretty much was it. There was not a lot of anything else on General Hospital today. So let's get right on down to comment corner. Let's see what we have going on. We have S. Young says that she's a new subscriber. Welcome, S. And to the channel. She hates Carly, Nina, and anyone that's with Sonny. She's Team Brenda. And she just started watching General Hospital a few months ago. She's loving everything but Sonny and Nina, or any woman. She's looking forward to seeing General Hospital every day again. So apparently, look, you were an old fan and then you just came back to watching it. If you know Brenda, then you were an old fan, right? She's happy to be back. We're happy to have you back. I look forward to seeing more comments from you. But she still believes that Brenda is coming back, as well as Lois. I don't know about that, S. I don't know about that, but I put in the comments, look, keep hope alive. We shall see. And then we have Ann. Ann says, I'm Team Carly too. And then we have Treasure. She says Austin's boss could be Olivia Jerome, the firstborn of Julian and Ava's father. Yes, Olivia was ruthless. The last time she was back, she was wreaking havoc. She was trying to kill Julian and Ava. Ooh, Olivia was something else, man. So we'll see, because she's a loose card. She was arrested, I think, but look, I wouldn't put it past Olivia to have gotten out of jail. I really wouldn't have. And then Treasure says, OMG, she enjoyed watching the interaction between Ava and Trina. I did too. It was so real. There's more of a maternal connection than with Portia. She really thinks that the actress who plays Ava has a natural maternal instinct towards the world. You know, the actress that plays Ava is a very good actress. She's definitely evolved over the years on General Hospital. And then we have Gloria. Gloria says she introduced herself. She's from Texas. She didn't want Spencer and Trina to give up on their love. Gloria is coming back around. Watch. When Spencer is out, it's going to be on and popping all over again. It really will. And then, and Rihanna, I apologize for messing up your first name. She says, hello, love this channel. You're so good. Thank you. I try to entertain and have some fun with this. She's Team Carly, and she's been from day one. There we go. There we go, girl. These are actors and actresses that perform lines and scenes they are given. This is their job. Yes, indeed. This is their job, and we can't just take it too serious. We just end up relating to the storylines that they give characters or the actual makeup of a character that the writers have developed in one way or another. I'm with you. I am definitely with you there. And then Linda says, looking forward to watching you for the recap. Oh, because Linda can't see the show. Well, Linda, that's why I do tend to try to address some little tidbit about, all the different scenes. Even though I may not like them, I do like to say, look, this person was talking to that person, and this is kind of what happened. I try to. Some of them I do just have to fast forward. You got to forgive me on that because it's just Sleepersville sometimes. And then Richard says, another great recap. And now, mind you, this is General Hospital from Friday. Keep doing your thing. It's all good. You stated everyone has their favorite character. Yes, indeed. And then we have Orange is the New Orange. Said you don't need to explain. She loves my recap. Thank you so much. We all have faves and biases. Some soap fans, yes, some do need to not take it so seriously. I agree with you. Orange is the new orange. And then LaShunta brought this up. I had forgotten all about it. Dante and Sam share two siblings. They share Christina and they share little Leo. I had forgotten all about that. So let's see. Let me look for some more comments that I have not responded to. I'm getting a better hang on the comment thing. Okay. Yes, we have Treasure said, sincerely, she really doesn't know what's more entertaining among the actors performances, the reviews, the comments, who's team who hates you. As far as she's concerned, she's none of their fans. But then you come back at the end, Treasure, and you tell who you're a fan of. She watched the performances to see what is real for her. She can mostly predict what's going to happen. I know, can't we all? She predicts what's going to happen. Everyone sleeps, betrays, backstabs, and supports everyone. So far, only Anna and Felicia who don't sleep with each other's partners. Yes. I'm trying to rack my brain back. They haven't slept with each other's, but they sure have slept with a lot of other people's partners. That's the truth. Bobby and Felicia don't now. Okay. Bobby was something else when she was young. Okay. Bobby Spencer. Whoa. And then we have, she says that Olivia, Carly, Sam, Ava, and Nina are sister wives because they all were involved with Sonny. By the way, Bobby didn't sleep with Felicia, but she slept with her other friend. Yes, she did. That's what I said. Oh, Bobby slept around there. Okay, and then yes, Cody did call Miss Wu. We found that out today because he said they got off to the wrong foot. And then we have Sandy's yet another fan. She's loving Trina and Ava's relationship. And she says it was nice of Rory to offer him help and get him a job in the library. But Spencer just feels he can handle everything. You know, he's going to get a little rude awakening. I know. We shall see. And then Jane says she is Team Carly too. So those are all of the comments. Thank you. Thank you so much for your comments. I know there's not going to be a lot of comments today because not a lot of different things happened on General Hospital today. But you know what? Whatever you like, didn't like, go ahead and make that comment. I look forward to reading them on Comment Corner. I will be back tomorrow for the daily recap for General Hospital.